What's up, BDS crew? Nolan with Black Diamond Services. I am out at a repeat client of mine. I'm in the hallway here doing this carpet. And so I used to clean for her when I worked for somebody else. And I did her windows on the side, or actually, sorry, her solar panels and a couple windows in the past. And so it just eventually turned into me doing the carpets for her. So I'm very grateful that she liked me so much that she trusted me as a business to come in and clean for her. So let's take a look around at what we're doing. Okay, so we have this thicker carpet. I cleaned it probably, I don't know, 4 years ago when I was working for somebody else, maybe a little bit more than 4 years. So I'm doing a couple rooms. These are fairly large rooms each, and then the hallways like 5 by 30. It's a large hallway. Nothing in the room to the left there. And then I'm doing this large living room. And she said to just flip these back, and so they were having construction because these are all new floors here. And so this carpet was quite dusty. And so when I vacuumed it, it filled my canister about halfway. Now this is about a 670 square feet of area that I'm cleaning in this living room alone. So that's pretty good size. And coming back to this carpet here, as you can see, my vacuum is waiting to be used, but see all this stuff that's caked on the side, it's about a quarter of the canister up. That is all directly a result of the living room. So let's get this started. So they have big dogs. They're non-shedding breeds, which is wonderful for not having to deal with pet hair. But they are larger dogs, oily skin. So I am boosting my pre-spray with some citrus to help break down the oils. Probably won't be able to do it too often, but let me know what you guys think of the additional angles. Just leaning my phone up against some different areas. Trying to give you a different perspective than first person view here. Let me know if you guys like that. When possible and people are okay with it, I will try and do that some more. So I feel like it gives you more of a show that you're watching it. So I'm trying to vacuum in such a way when I'm doing that to where you see me most of the time, and then coming back to areas like this where you wouldn't have seen me in that angle. So that's why I'm kind of jumping around here. But let me know in the comments. Hit that like button if you like that type of videoing. Like I said, I will do my best to incorporate some more of it in the future. It takes a little longer to edit, but I just feel like you guys will probably appreciate that more. Lots of construction going on around here at this home, so there's been a lot of dust. Like I showed you earlier, the canister. I mean, it was a fair amount of this dry soil that got picked up. Just from the living room. So by the time I finish this room being the last area, and there's a little area rug out there that I walked past that I didn't tell you guys yet that I'm doing. Once I'm done with that, I mean, this canister is definitely going to be full. And I am moving some furniture, mainly in the living room, those couches and recliners. She had me do that last time. Definitely need it again since it has been like a 4-year or so gap since I last cleaned her carpets. There's quite a bit of dust underneath them. Probably more so into parts of the construction of the new floors that used to be tile in that entryway where I walked in. But this is always a big job, except this time it's a little smaller because there's another room that was carpeted that is now hard surface. So it's a little smaller. Because when I worked at my old place, even with the shorter cleaning methods that they had us do, only pre-spray and rinsing, I remember this job when it had the other room, 2 rooms I should say, of carpet I did. It took me, I think, 5 hours to do. So I plan on being here for at least that, if not 6 hours. Keep in mind I've already vacuumed the living room. So that's just about it. I'm gonna finish up the rest, move these chairs, and we'll be ready to start pre-spraying and CRB. Alright, so here's the end result of the canister. So we are above the fill line here a little bit, but I mean, lots of dust and dirt. Definitely not a good idea to wet all that down before cleaning it, so always a good idea to pre-vac. Nothing like some CRB on a thick carpet. I don't remember how old this carpet is, if she even mentioned it, but it's pretty beat down in the hallway here. Look at that kick out. It's a big clump. today is phone call day. That one sounds like it may be a good sized job. Might be doing some area rugs, hardwood, and potentially some laminate, it sounded like. And then she's doing it as a birthday gift. And then she lives super close to that person, so they may have me do a couple area rugs at their house too. And then earlier, got a phone call from a school. I guess their janitor is out at this time, so they're wanting to have us clean all their classrooms and bathrooms for, you know, our house cleaning side, I should say. And she had, it was last year sometime, so I can't say if it was me that was out there. Most likely, cleaned her carpet and some tile for her. So that's how she found us. And when they needed to use somebody for the school, that's what prompted her to call us. So that's amazing. So I know I've said this in the past videos, or a couple videos, but you never know what is going to come out of certain jobs. So always make sure you're 100% doing your best, being as personable as you can, and taking care of all their needs, addressing them, and knocking them out of the park as they arise. The better your attitude is, no matter the situation, the more receiving you will be of things like this. So this may only be a couple week ordeal, but it's going to definitely help us get our foot in the door for cleaning their carpets, and if they have tile or VCT, vinyl composition tiles, like I did in a video a while back at another school, stripping and refinishing those floors. So we start on that tomorrow. Today is March 3rd as I'm recording this. So I'm very thankful for that, as we have some employees that we would love to keep busy, and that's going to make a difference as we continue to grow. Ooh, look at that. Some kick out. There's some more that just popped out right there. Alright guys, time to get to the rinsing. second bedroom here. These carpets don't look it, but being that they're brown, it hides a lot of the dirt that's in it. And I'm seeing it come through my sight glass on the wand here. So I'm grateful for that because it helps me know if it's still dirty after I've gone over it once, if I need to go over it twice. And I can especially tell when I do my dry passes if it looks to be that way. ESP, so I am at the tail end of this big hallway. And just an FYI, she opted in for Scotch guarding of all the carpet. She's wanting to make this last as long as possible. So there's some areas, as you probably saw, I was doing double passes. This carpet is just so thick, and it's been 4+ years since I last cleaned it, which is too long in between cleanings. Because you pull this carpet up, which she's going to be doing, and 2 of the bedrooms, you'll find, especially out here in the country where she's at, you're going to find a mini sandbox under there. So regular vacuuming, and depending on your overall traffic in the house, anywhere between 6 months to 12 months to have carpets cleaned is ideal. If you have a ton of traffic and some pets, you might want to consider more if you really want to stay on top of it and keep it nice and clean. So if that's the case, then honestly, at least every other day vacuuming. I have seen a carpet that looked near brand new, only 2 people in the house, and it was white carpet. She vacuumed every day, and I wasn't there for 2 years, and the carpet still looked fantastic. Because all that little grains of sand that we track in every day acts as sandpaper along our shoes or our feet when walking through, fraying the carpet fibers, causing them to form carpet blooming. So just like a flower opening up, as it blooms, carpet fibers, as they wear, start to bloom, which causes these wear patterns. So it looks darker, even though it's not dirty after a professional cleaning. It can look the part due to the carpet blooming, so it doesn't look all nice and tight like up against the wall here. And you start looking in the center here, you can tell there's gaps little in between all the carpet, so it looks different. It doesn't look as tight and nicely done as it does up against the wall. Alright guys, so I am on the living room. I just pre-sprayed it, and that's all set up and ready to go. Letting it dwell for a little while. It is a lower, not quality carpet, but a lower nap carpet, kind of similar to commercial. So I'm letting the pre-spray dwell for a while on that, because the CRB is not going to make a huge difference there. So dwell time should be extended if you're not going to be using some form of agitation in a situation like this. So basically, there's a saying called TACT, and that's T-A-C-T, temperature, agitation, chemical, time. When one's lacking, you increase the other. So in this case, time instead of agitation, because it's a different carpet. It's not like the hallway one where I'm about to start doing my Scotch guarding and rakings. Gonna go through here and show you what I'm talking about, because I don't believe I really showed the living room too much. So it's kind of more of a commercial grade carpet. I mean, you can hardly even tell that I vacuumed in here. Well, actually, you guys didn't get to see me doing the vacuuming on this carpet, only in the hallway and everything where I'm gonna Scotch guard. So what I did also is, she wanted this furniture moved. You can tell there's some styrofoam blocks underneath all this stuff. So I cleaned all the areas where the furniture was, Scotch guarded it, and put everything back. So that way I can come around and pre-spray the remaining areas and clean all this up. So this carpet is actually going to probably bubble up a little bit in areas, because as you can see, it's not completely tacked down in some areas where they've been doing some construction. So that's why it looks flared up right there. And then over there, behind the chair. You can see it going up against the door there. And so things like that you got to be leery of, that you don't get moisture underneath the carpet, and that you also let the client know, like, hey, the reason why it's bubbling in areas is because of it obviously being loose. So with that being said, I'm gonna get my shoe covers on and start Scotch guarding this carpet and raking it out. Alright guys, so I'm applying some Scotch Guard here in all the walk areas of this carpet. So there's something you guys should also know. Not everybody's going to offer this type of service, but there are a couple different types of Scotch Guard that can be used. There are two kinds in particular. You got your water-based Scotch Guard, such as this one, and then there is a solvent-based one that I have as well. And if you're wondering, well, what's the difference? Well, think about this. Water-based stains and water itself do not mix with a solvent. So putting a solvent-based Scotch Guard or carpet protectant down will repel stains easier and longer. So the reason why I'm using a water base on this one is, well, you got two adults that live in the house. They don't need as much of a protection that's going to last a lot longer, because it's mainly just walking through. And I found 0 pet stains in the house, even though they have 2 or 3 big dogs. And so this carpet protectant is going to do great for them. It does really well in the first place, don't get me wrong, but solvent based is going to last you a longer period of time. That's the main thing about it. So I have both because, for one, I use it on all upholstery when somebody wants it to be protected, and we use it for sealing grout. This product is multi-purpose, which is fantastic, but it does cost more. So I have options for people that want different types of way to protect their home and their furnishings or tile or carpet, as we're dealing with right now. So like I said, solvent and water-based. I am using a water-based carpet protectant. Does just fine. There are many out there. A lot of them can do their job and do just fine. But considering water-based ones, you do mix them with water and dilute them to your needs. So most of them are relatively the same in dilution or close to. So for example, this one is done about 16 ounces per gallon of water, and I'm using a 2-gallon pump sprayer, so I would use 32 ounces of carpet protectant to the 2 gallons of water. Whereas in the solvent based, like I said, solvent doesn't mix with water, so there is no dilution, it's just straight. So I will use that product on somebody's house somewhere around 3 times as fast as I would this one. So the cost is higher, but like I said, the longevity of the protectant is longer, and the repellency of water-based stains is going to be a little higher. So something to consider. Not all carpet cleaners are going to offer that, but if they do, that would be my choice, is the solvent-based. I've tested the solvent-based and used it on my grout in my own home on a countertop, and once it dried out, the next day I actually accidentally spilled some of my contact solution on the grout joint, and out of curiosity I left it there to see how long it would take to soak in. Well, over a day had gone by in this example and it hadn't soaked in, so I was impressed with that. Carpet's obviously going to be a little bit different because you got fibers, you got areas where the liquid could still potentially go past the fibers and into the backing. So it's not to say that you don't want to still go after it if something spills, but having carpet protectant in general, whether it's a water-based or a solvent-based one, is a good idea if you plan on keeping your carpet up to par, making future cleanings easier, and longevity of the carpet lasting much longer. Now I know I went over this hallway a little bit, but as I was talking I was kind of going a little bit faster, so I basically wanted to apply it a nice even coat across the whole thing, so didn't really necessarily do extra, but just making sure I got a complete coverage. Alrighty guys, time to rake the carpet out now that the Scotchgard's been applied. As you can see, I did the pre-move of furniture in this room too. Just this kind of Chase Lounge piece of furniture and a couple dressers. I did not move the bed. I don't move beds, especially when they're big wood frames like this. Once it gets to heavier furniture, if they insist that they need the help and need to move it because it's been X amount of time since it's been cleaned under there, we can do that to an extent. Just have to set up a time for both Adam and I to be out here to handle it. And I do have those little sliders to move stuff and could potentially move that bed, no problem. You know, if I had another person here with me. But commonly we don't, just because the extra time and cost it takes to have another guy out here to do it sometimes doesn't make sense to people.